Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Bison Talk. This is a very special episode as we have some very special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on Caleb Jarvis and Nick Frello. Yeah. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
Thank you.
How we doing on this fine Sunday?
Living the dream.
Living the dream?
Living the dream.
That's always good. So welcome to Bison Talk. Very first time on.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you. Could you guys explain a little bit about why you're here today?
We're just kind of here because we, I guess, care about campus and about the people here, which sounds a little insane to say, but we just kind of want to use whatever platform that we can garner on our own to advocate more for students. I feel like a lot of it for me comes from being a transfer and having had an experience where I wasn't a big fan of the school. I didn't take a lot of pride in the things that I did there, and then coming here I was shown a much different environment and different classmates that I really kind of like assimilated with on a much deeper level, and I felt a lot more at home here. And so I want to use those whatever efforts I can to kind of keep giving that experience and paying it forward to all the other students here.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nick said it really well. We, are running for student body president and vice president because we want to make sure that we're giving back to the NDSU community everything that we've taken from it. It's been for me, a truly amazing 2 years, and Nick, two and a half, right?
Here, yeah.
And we see a lot of opportunities for growth within the community, and a lot of ways that we really want to make sure that we're just giving back to the community and kind of giving more than we've taken, and we think this is a really great opportunity to do that.
Nice. Yeah, sounds great. Could you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I am from Maple Grove, right outside the western Twin Cities.
Fun.
I grew up there I moved there from Hugo, which is a little bit of a change up. I'm from a family of 5. I transferred here from the University of St. Thomas. I'm a junior, majoring in management information systems and pre-law. And after I'm done here, I plan on going to law school and pursuing a career in either public policy or legal practice.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore here at NDSU. I'm from Rogers, Minnesota, so pretty close to Maple Grove.
Okay.
I have 7 siblings, so a little bit of a bigger family. Back home, we've got dogs, cats. We've got 4 chickens, actually, which is super fun. Love my chickens.
Fun.
Nick actually also has chickens.
I have chickens up here.
We have
Wow.
chickens. We have a cumulative 8 chickens between us, so that's kind of fun. Fun fact.
That is a very fun fact.
I'm also studying political science pre-law. I want to also go to law school once I'm done here at NDSU. I would really like to pursue a career in public policy is what I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah, sounds fun. Yeah, so y'all is from same general area. I'm from the cities, St. Paul
nice.
Specifically, so
Awesome.
not really over there a lot, but I know of it.
Yeah.
In other places, Maple Grove especially.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite part about each of your hometowns?
Ooh,
This is a fun question because
that's a good one.
not everyone's from the same place, and
Yeah.
each hometown brings something different. So, what's your favorite part about Maple Grove and Rogers?
I think my favorite part is going from, the first 17 years of my life I lived in Hugo, which is kind of like out on the outskirts by Forest Lake, Stacy, if you're familiar. And that was 15-minute drive to Target, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but then going to Maple Grove where I could walk to almost anything within 5 minutes is definitely a change in as far as the pace of actual suburbia to getting closer into the city, which has been really nice to have a lot more things that are local and close.
Nice.
I think my favorite thing about Rogers has to be, I have a good answer and I have a silly answer.
Both, please.
My good answer is certainly at my high school, I was given a lot of opportunities, particularly through our DECA program, which is, for those who don't know, it's a business competition club that allows students to compete in a variety of different competitive events that are revolving around the idea of business competition. However, with it, I was able to go under different routes with it. So, one thing that I did was I did a Students Against Fentanyl Abuse awareness campaign, and was able to create financial literacy programs for kids in schools locally, educating them on college savings, stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Which put me in a position where I was really able to come into higher education and involve myself, use those skills that I've had already learned through different programs that were afforded to me in my youth back in high school, and really kind of use them to give back. My silly answer, on the other hand, is I really, 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 really love the chicken tenders at this place in town called Our Social. They're like Raising Cane's, right? It's like Raising Cane's, except higher quality Raising Cane's. So they like hand bread them, and the sauce. Oh man, don't even get me started on that sauce. It is ridiculous. So if you're ever in Rogers, Minnesota, go to Our Social and get their chicken tender basket. I get the 5-count. It comes with bread too and truffle fries. It's awesome.
I've noticed that from all these chicken places, each one of them has their basically a signature sauce.
Yeah.
You know, Cane's does. There's like a bunch of places around here that I've just always found that funny. So yeah, good, very fun stuff. Sorry, I have your Instagram pulled up because you've gone over basically a lot of your policy initiatives, which have been fun to read through. Could you? The first one I want to talk about is the Senate Outreach Committee. Could you go a little further into that?
Yeah. So the Senate Outreach Committee is my project, as the Vice President's main duty and responsibility is to oversee the Student Senate. The main idea with the Senate Outreach Committee is essentially we want to have, I'll basically explain how it'll be laid out. So there will be a chair position who will be responsible for overseeing all the operations of the committee itself. They will receive a $1,000 stipend, which I plan to take out of my personal vice presidential stipend and give to them.
Okay.
And then there will be 8 student senators who are responsible for working underneath that chair. And what they'll be responsible for doing is they'll receive an entire email list of every club and organization on campus from the Congress of Student Organizations. And they'll be responsible for sending out times and basically correlating and corresponding with different student organizations as well as leaders on campus as to when they, as senators, can come into different clubs and organizations meetings.
Okay.
And what we want to do, similar to, have you seen the, it's okay if you haven't, but the Student Voice Project?
No, I don't think I've seen about that.
So it was a tabling initiative put on by the Access and Opportunity Commission, and it's happened for a few years now. And essentially what it does is it asks for feedbacks from students regarding how they feel supported on campus, how they don't feel supported on campus, what things can be worked on. And we want to replicate this through the Senate Outreach Committee, receiving feedback, asking similar questions from these clubs and organizations, and then we want to funnel it into the Senate and create more senatorial projects. Within the last year, there hasn't been a very large amount of senatorial projects coming out of the Student Senate, and we want to ensure that the student government is working for the student body and not itself. Through that, what we want to do is we want to increase the amount of senatorial projects through the utilization of the increased amount of feedback that we're receiving when we send representatives out to these different groups.
Got it. And when you're sending these out, you mean like going to meetings with these groups, or like having like a call for groups to come in type stuff, or just going out to individually do these groups and getting feedback?
Plan on doing both, right?
Okay.
So we want to send senators out to club meetings, as many as we can get them out to. The ideal number is we want to make sure that we have a senator go to all of our clubs and organizations meetings at least once per semester is the idea.
Okay.
And then the first semester of every year, we'll kind of make it a much larger push. And then we'll offer a secondary meeting point in the second semester, as well as we will put out a request form for a senator to go and talk to your organization, as well as myself. I plan on going these two to a certain extent.
We both do.
Yes.
Nice.
And then we also want to host workshops through the Senate Outreach Committee, because we recognize that not all students are involved in clubs and organizations. Actually, a rather large chunk of them are not. And we want to make sure that we're receiving feedback from these students as well. So what we want to do is we want to host these workshops, allow students to come in, give us their feedback, and then we will also talk to them about what initiatives we're putting forward that can work on their behalf.
Got it. Okay. Anything else you would like to say about that? I think that's all the questions I have on that part.
I think that about covers it.
Nice. Something that I really think is important is student events such as sports games. And I know one of your proposals is a proposal on student tickets. Could you go in and explain just a little bit of your what you want to do with student tickets?
Yeah, so the way the contract that we have with athletics is currently structured allocates 1,400 tickets for every home game except 3. those 3 extra games receive $1,900, and that's the first home game of the year, the homecoming game, and what's considered our rivalry game.
Okay.
Because those are kind of the games where they expect to see more student attendance.
Mm-hmm.
But coming off of the national championship victory, we're kind of expecting to see an increase in prospective attendance among students.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd like to be able to accommodate that and let as many people get involved on game day as possible, while also being able to show more support for the other organizations involved on game day, like the Gold Star Marching Band, the dance team, and the cheer team, because they all work equally as hard to make your Saturdays meaningful, and they deserve recognition for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure that we can kind of pack the Fargo Dome and just show all the rapport we have for the different clubs and organizations across campus and show how much pride in our campus that we really have.
Nice. Yeah, I know that was a big issue, especially for people I knew, because the tickets would sell out in like the first 5 minutes of going on sale. And I know a lot of people were like complaining about kind of how there weren't enough tickets to go around. Would this be going across all these games or just for like the rivalry games?
Ideally, we'd bring it like blanket total across all the games because there's a lot of people that don't always get tickets, even on the non-rivalry games. They don't always sell out, but that all depends on the year and the given situation, how good a team is, how good the team we're playing is. But we just like to make sure that we have every possible opportunity available for them if it's something that comes along and they're like, that's a pretty high interest game that wouldn't normally be considered that, and make sure that everybody has that opportunity to go out and show their Bison pride.
Nice. Yeah. Another thing, sorry, Instagram. The email inbox reform. Could you go ahead and explain just a little bit of that?
Yeah, so as Executive Commissioner of Technology, I spent kind of last summer and my first semester working with IT to kind of get that rolled out. And after that, so it gives students the option to unsubscribe from emails and essentially prevent themselves from receiving any future communications from whichever list they so choose. And faculty and staff have shared that involvement and enrollment engagement numbers in some clubs and organizations have gone down. And we really want to make sure that we not only are not wasting any of our resources putting information in a medium where it's not going to be well received, but also making sure that we're putting it in a place where we can provide students that aren't involved with the information needed for them to be able to educate themselves about clubs and organizations and other opportunities on campus so that they can get involved as well. Because, I mean, personally, if I was given the option, I would have unsubscribed from all the emails last year, and I saw one email about applying to student government as an executive, which I saw and then I got, and now I'm running for president, which I never had thought about before. So we just want to make sure that we can provide you with the ability to kind of curate what you want, but also make sure that you aren't totally closing yourself off from any opportunities, because you never know what's available for you that you might not even know you have interest in yet or will in the future, because you're always changing as a person, especially like during these times. And so we just want to make sure that we have like the ability for students to be able to choose, but then also if they realize that there is something they want to do, they have that ability.
Nice. And on that same note, for like organizations sending stuff out, would it be kind of the same or easier to send out information at large with these new policies?
Like regarding with the Senate Outreach Committee?
Kind of like that, or let's say a group wanted to post like an advertisement out. Would outreach still be pretty bigger on that, or would you see like a smaller bit of outreach?
So we would just essentially like to emphasize the other mediums of other mediums in which we can present the information, because while all the email quotas have stayed the same for clubs and organizations over the last few years, there are a lot more clubs and organizations. So if everybody's still getting the same number, it's still a lot more emails that we're trying to fit into the same time slots, and it provides a lot more, I guess, of a loud inbox pertaining to like the stuff you receive, because there are some days where I send out 15 or so emails, and I bet not everyone is going to read them, and people are just going to kind of close them off, and we want to make sure that they're still receiving any information they need, but then nobody has the ability to necessarily tune out clubs or organizations, so that we can make sure that they're all still being able to recruit and get people involved to the best of their ability.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And then one thing about expanding upon and emphasizing the utilization of other methods of communication is ensuring that we're expanding upon the methods of communications that we offer as a student government. One thing that we plan on doing to mediate this, as well as just give more opportunities for these clubs and organizations to outreach, part of the initiatives done by the Senate Outreach Committee will be we plan to create a new social media push coming off of the Senate Outreach Committee itself. So currently there's the student government social media itself, which is Instagram, TikTok, and what it does is it has a ton of information. I mean, meeting minutes, NDSA announcements, organization events, student government events. There's so much being pushed out by this entity on social media currently. And what we want to do is we want to split it up into the student government social media, which we will still keep, as well as create the new Senate outreach or organization student government social media. And obviously the naming will be decided by the committee once it's formed. However, the idea behind it is we want to have a place where students know they're going to find everything that their organization needs in one place on social media. So how we plan on doing that is we want to utilize it for organizations to promote their events, to put things out, to give them this outlet and this opportunity to have a place where the student body knows they're going to find this information that organizations are trying to put out to them, as well as we want to put out proposed policy changes that are going to directly affect these organizations. One thing that is very important to us is that we're involving these students in these student governmental decisions, especially when it equates to how it's going to affect their organizations and policies that are being pushed through, as well as new changes to payment structures. So by utilizing this entirely separate aspect of social media for these organizations' utilization, we can make sure that we're providing more opportunities for communication than just the emails.
Great. Yeah, that sounds really good. Kind of on the same subject of student involvement, I know that's that seems to be a very big part of your platform, the Spring Involvement Expo. Could you go and explain a little bit of that and how it relates?
Absolutely. So the Spring Involvement Expo essentially was drawn up because we recognized that there is a significant downtrend in involvement in the spring. When it comes to recruitment for organizations, the ability that people are able to drive up involvement, whether it's their events, their philanthropies they're trying to put forward, their essentially just all information that these organizations are trying to get out to the student body. It seems that people are currently less receptive to it in the spring. And we want to make sure that we're giving a lifeline to these organizations because we want to make sure that they can succeed in all times of the year. So the main way that we thought of remedying this is bringing back an event that hasn't taken place in a while, which is the Spring Involvement Expo. Essentially what it'll look like is we will rent out one of the large ballrooms in the Memorial Union. We'll take down the walls and we'll set up a large amount of tables, similar to how the Greek Chill Out is set up, if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah, out in Churchill Field.
Yeah.
I lived at that building and I can't remember the name.
Awesome. So essentially what we'll do is we'll set up these tables and we'll utilize the Senate Outreach Committee to reach out to these organizations and let them know that we're having this event and give them all the information that they need in order to ensure that they're all going to attend. And then we will come up with some way to incentivize students attending, whether it's a raffle or free food or anything that we can think of to kind of just draw students out, get them involved in the spring, giving them these needed opportunities, especially for freshman students who were a little bit late to joining organizations. We want to give them the opportunity to get involved in the same ways that they're given in the fall, even if they're just joining a little bit late. Same going for transfer students. That was something that we had in mind, especially since with Nick's history coming here from a different organization or university. We want to ensure that we are welcoming everybody into, the NDSU community, regardless of where you're coming from. So giving these opportunities in the spring for transfer students to get involved, given that they weren't here in the fall, is just providing a much needed opportunity for students to get out and get the information that they need.
Nice. Yeah, as a student leader, that is I've noticed that it's harder to get people in the spring than it is in the fall, because fall everyone's welcome week, all this coming up. With spring, I feel like there's not much that really happens other than like spring break. And I feel like having something like that would be very good for this campus. That is kind of all the questions I had. Now it's time for the fun part of the interview where I get to know more about y'all as people.
Okay.
First thing we're gonna do, and this is something I like to do with all my guests. Are you guys familiar with what a bracket fight is, or what like bracket style tournaments are? So there's a website on here that hosts that, where this one specifically is about fast food, and you'll be deciding together as kind of a pair, which will on top of all of these, which will be the top. So we'll start out pretty simple: Arby's versus Jack in the Box. You can feel free to discuss these.
I've never had Jack in the Box. I just know Arby's has shakes.
I've had Jack in the Box
game over
once.
for me.
I've had Arby's a lot more, and I do like the roast beef sandwich. I'll go Arby's.
Yeah.
Arby's?
I'll
All
go
right,
Arby's.
Arby's is our first pick. Next up, A&W versus Auntie Anne's. So you got root beer versus pretzels.
A&W.
Yeah.
A&W. I do like an A&W like root beer float.
Mm-hmm.
Boston Market, which I don't even know. I've never eaten that. Or Burger King.
I know the owner, actually.
Boston Market?
Or a partial owner. But yeah, I really dislike Burger King.
Yeah,
I have a lot of negative things to say about Burger King, so it kind of doesn't really matter who the other option was.
I
but-
have personal beef with Burger King.
Yeah.
It is
Really?
It is shade. We are not on the same
I don't-
page. We are not on the same page.
No.
So just hearing Nick had one thing to say about Boston Market, and I'm sold. Boston Market, let's go. Get Burger King.
I think they sell chicken, right? Is that what they sell?
Whatever it is, it's better than Burger King. So I'm not too concerned. I'm sure whatever if I were to get from there would be more enjoyable.
I sincerely
more enjoyable.
apologize if there's any Burger King fans out there. I'm happy to talk about it, but I'm not.
It's the next. It's gonna be front page of the Spectrum.
Yeah, we're done.
All right, Checkers versus Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I've also never had Checkers.
I've never had Checkers.
I've
no.
heard it's okay. It's like
Yeah.
burger restaurant, I think.
Okay. Fair.
Kind of like walk up instead of like sit down. Chipotle versus Cinnabon. These things could not be more different, but Chipotle versus Cinnabon.
Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle is so good.
I'm a big Chipotle advocate.
Jimmy John's or DQ, Dairy Queen.
We gotta go JJ's.
Now maybe, yeah, but growing up, I played baseball. So
that's
after all the Little League games,
yeah,
going to DQ,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I get that.
I don't know, getting a sub doesn't give me the same feeling as it does after I just hit a rinky-dink home run over the fence, and now I've got a blizzard in my
My
hands.
mom would always take me after soccer. Chocolate shake. Did you get it? Did you get the blizzard?
I'd get a blizzard or a cone, depending on how I'm feeling. I shake things up sometimes.
I'm still standing on the Jimmy John's pick. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Oop, first one.
Boom.
We're going Jimmy
advances.
John's. Okay, Jimmy John's has some good food. I like that now their combos are free after 2 p.m., which is so nice for me. Also, I'm right over there.
Yeah.
They have the best bread
Oh, yes.
of any sub
No, they
restaurant.
Okay,
What?
but I do have to say, and it's not on this list, I don't think, the best sub restaurant is Jersey Mike's,
Thank
hands
you.
down.
Oh yeah, no, it
Hands
is.
down.
It is. It is.
No,
No, you were
we can do
100%
both.
correct.
I worked at Jimmy John's in high school.
I worked at Jersey
Mike's in high
I
school.
also worked at Jersey Mike's.
Well,
Oh
then
my
why
God.
are you
Why
like
are
a
you-
double agent now?
I
made the
Jersey
bread.
Mike's wasn't an option.
Yeah, but you said Jimmy John's is the best bread.
They have
It's
the
Jersey
best
Mike's
bread.
because Jersey Mike's has
The best meat.
well that too because
Jersey
it's
Mike's,
fresh.
I
You
just-
slice everything fresh there. The meat,
store?
the cheese, and the rosemary Parmesan bread.
I always get the Club Supreme. I like the roast
Yeah.
beef. I like the bacon. I like
Yeah.
the Swiss. I get it Mike's Way with mayo.
Oh yeah.
I always get it Mike's Way.
You got it.
It's
You got
so
it.
good.
You got it.
Next on the list, Five Guys versus Hardee's.
Oh.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
I love Five Guys,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
barely ever have it.
Have you tried their is it the Cajun fries?
Yeah, the Cajun fries. My roommate last year always used to DoorDash it, and he always give me a few Cajun fries. They're good.
They're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
Also, a small fry, half of it, it's a small fry. The cup's small, but then they fill it, and then they all fall into the bag. But you still have like a full
You do.
cone, and there's just like the whole bag is just full of fries. It's great.
The only downside is you gotta take out a second mortgage on your house to pay for it.
It's like $30.
ridiculous.
Really bad.
It's ridiculous.
Like $30. In-N-Out versus White Castle.
Oh.
This was a hard one
I've
for
never had
Caleb.
In-N-Out.
You've never had In-N-Out?
Never had In-N-Out.
Oh, I.
So you've never been to California?
Well, I've been to California, but
What are you doing out eating In-N-Out?
well, here's the thing. Actually, the one time I went to California, my dad brought me to Burger King.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Ridiculous.
right.
Ridiculous.
So I have to say White Castle.
You see, I like so badly want to say In-N-Out. However, the only way they're good is if you get their secret menu.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like it's not on their real menu, so therefore I have to compare the menus. So therefore, I'm going White Castle.
Okay.
Yeah, White Castle.
White Castle.
I do have to say White Castle is very good.
It is really good.
All right. Arby's versus A&W.
A&W.
A&W, yeah.
A&W.
Clears.
Mm-hmm. Boston Market or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Of course. You gotsta. Chipotle versus Jimmy John's.
Chipotle.
Oh, contention. Point of contention.
Oh, Chipotle for sure. Chipotle is going far in this race for me. I'm a big Chipotle guy.
Actually, okay, I think I agree now. It took me a second, but
All right,
Chipotle. He had to think about
That's
it.
valid. That's valid.
And then Five Guys versus White Castle.
Five Guys.
here's the
Really?
thing though. I don't like Five Guys fries.
Do you get the Cajun fries?
I've tried both of them. I'm not a fan.
Okay. You see, you've tried the Cajun fries and you're not a fan, so I can respect your opinion
Thank
since
you.
you've tried them both.
I mean, their burgers are better.
They are better.
But just
And like
the
White
fries.
Castle. Okay, I can have a serious debate about this.
Okay.
We can break this down.
I have all night. I mean,
White Castle. Okay. White Castle, the sliders are awesome, but you have to think about, well, I can't even hate because White Castle has more versatility. They've got the chicken rings, they've got the fries.
Yep.
I think the burgers are better, right? Let's just break it down. The burgers are better at Five Guys, right?
Yeah.
The fries, in my opinion, like White Castle fries, they're good, but they're bland. They're bland, right? At least the Five Guys fries have some seasoning to them, you know what I'm saying? And you get peanuts at Five Guys. Free peanuts.
I'm not going to a fast food restaurant to get
I know, but it's nice. The amenities, you can enjoy it. It's like when you go to a hotel and you get like free shampoo and stuff. It's like,
I
it's
only
like, I don't
enjoy
need
oh,
peanuts
it.
at
It's
Texas
when you go to a
Roadhouse.
bar and grill and they have popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. This guy gets it.
I like.
Yeah, yeah,
I
right
like.
there.
I only enjoy peanuts at Texas Roadhouse, and I can throw them on the floor.
They're all over
Oh.
the floor. You can do it there too.
Do love Texas Red House. It's not on the list, unfortunately, but I do love
it's
it.
not fast food. What are you gonna do? All right.
All right.
for the
Five
interest
Guys
of
or White
time,
Castle.
What are we doing?
Well, but you can't just get
Are
like
we
a
doing?
30-pack of burgers from Five Guys.
You're right. We can't. You can't get a suitcase. You know what? I
You
will.
can-
I will contend on this one.
Suitcase?
I will go White Castle.
Thank you.
I'll go White Castle.
White Castle?
We can go White Castle.
I do have a story about White Castle. It's funny to me.
Let's hear it.
I was driving through the drive-thru. It was kind of late one night, and this is the one where they had a like a Coca-Cola Freestyle machine. So I'm driving through there, and I'm like, oh, what do I want? And I go like, and what the drink? And I go, a lemonade. And he goes, can I get you something better? Just
No,
through
no
the thing.
Lemonade fans.
Well, because I don't know what he said, but it's like, do you want something better? And I go, sure, why not? And then I pull up, and the dude who's working there hands me the cup, and I go, what is it? And he goes, just try it. And I'm like, what? And he goes, just try it. And I try it, and it's good. He goes, it's Minute Maid, like mixed berry.
Oh.
Yeah. I then realized that he could have drugged me.
Yeah.
He could have put something in that drink. It was good, and he didn't.
Yeah.
I think he was just like bored at like 1 a.m. and just wanted something interesting.
Yeah.
I could have died though.
What is
But
it?
I think-
Just try it.
Just try it.
Just
That
try
shows
it.
Wild.
White
It was
Castle goes the
wild.
extra mile to make sure you get the most out of your experience.
They do, and I like the genuality of the suitcase burgers.
I do.
I like suitcase burgers.
I like the ability to just like open a crave case and see how many you can eat.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is the last one for. No. We have 2 more for this side. A&W or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's going hard in this race. And then White Castle versus Chipotle.
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 Yeah.
And then, of course, the final fight on this side of the bracket, Chick-fil-A versus Chipotle.
Oh, man.
This is the hard one.
Okay, so there's which one do I think is better and which one do I eat more,
Yeah.
right? And that's really hard for me. Like, you can only eat one for the rest of your life. I'm going Chipotle.
Yeah.
Which one do I think is better? Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had these choices, yeah, you're right. I'd probably pick Chipotle, but I also really like Chick-fil-A
I'm
too.
probably going Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna lie.
No, now you're switching.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
saying they're different. Which one would I eat for the rest of my life if I could only eat one fast food? It's Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Which one do I think tastes better? Chick-fil-A.
We've been secretly bankrupting all of these corporations as we've been doing this.
We're gonna get
so, so you can only choose one of these two to remain.
Chipotle.
Are we going Chipotle? I'll go Chipotle.
All right.
That's not a hard sell for you. You don't have to convince me much.
Chipotle goes on to the finals. We now enter the other side of the argument, the right bracket.
Cool.
El Pollo Loco versus Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. I love it's so cheap and so good.
Oh man, Baja Blast. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I like how they have
the dirty Baja Blast now.
I haven't tried it.
It's pretty good.
We're
going to Taco Bell after this.
We are going to Taco Bell after this.
We'll try it.
Yeah, I will try the dirty Baja.
Okay, what is your go-to order, Taco Bell?
I feel like it's usually like one of the Crave boxes.
Same.
I just feel like they're usually like a really good deal.
Yeah.
Other than since they changed like the recipe for the cinnamon twists, they're not as good as they used to be, and I will die on that hill.
I've noticed that.
But I feel like you can't go wrong if you have like a Crunchwrap, a beefy 5-layer burrito, like a Doritos Locos Taco.
Those are so good.
I'm gonna get ripped to shreds for this, but the cheese quesadilla from Taco Bell.
Like only cheese.
Only cheese.
Only cheese.
Now hear me out.
Okay.
No, they put this guacamole, or not guacamole, jalapeno like cream stuff.
Yeah,
on
they
it.
put that on all of them.
Yeah, I know, but the chicken takes away from it.
No.
I'm a fan. So what I'll do is I'll get 2 of those and a Crunchwrap Supreme and a Baja Blast.
Great.
A zero sugar Baja Blast usually. That's usually my order.
Got it. I always like getting one of their deluxe boxes. They have one, the Discover box, and they always put new stuff in it, and it's always the new menu items. The one that they had recently was like the chalupa, but it's like cheese on the outside.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
It's valid. Oh, the grilled cheese burrito too is really good.
This
Really
dude,
good. I know. Same wavelength.
I think the first time I had a grilled cheese burrito, I think my mind view on life changed.
It's
I think
they took them away, right?
Are they gone?
no, they're back. They still have them. You could still get one.
I'm gonna get a grilled cheese.
We're gonna get
Because it's like the concept of like a grilled cheese burrito is so, and they're so good.
No, it's nuts.
Like,
it's nuts.
I love a grilled cheese burrito.
Yeah.
Subway versus Sonic is the next one on the list.
Subway.
Yeah, Subway.
Okay.
Sonic's got the commercials. But
okay.
Not anymore.
I do have to say Subway's good. I like eating it on like a road trip because it's the easiest thing to bring with you, and it's also the easiest to eat when you're driving because it's just a sandwich.
Boom.
I do say, I love Sonic because it is pretty cheap. Get a bunch of things off their like $1.99 menu.
Yep.
And then that's like a meal. It's so good. Wendy's versus KFC.
Wendy's.
So peak fast food versus more chicken.
Wendy's. I think KFC's chicken is overrated. I think their best menu item is their coleslaw.
It's their mashed
Really?
potatoes.
I normally not
That
a
is
huge
like
coleslaw person, but
Fighting words.
I get a lot of hate for that.
You sicken me.
Kind of like that, but I don't know. I've never been a big KFC person. I'd rather go to I think any other chicken place.
I grew up eating KFC. It was a household staple. Dad, I'm sorry, because he's a big KFC guy. But yeah, I'm gonna go Wendy's.
I think Wendy's is
seasoned
just like
fries.
peak
It's
fast
just
food.
better.
Yeah.
Peak fast food?
I like Wendy's.
I like Wendy's too, but you think it's peak fast food?
It's not. It's one of the best, in my opinion.
Podium. It's on the
Top
podium.
three? No.
I think so.
No.
Podium.
Dude, you got Cane's up there. You got Chick-fil-A. You got the McDonald's is better than Wendy's.
Yeah, I just had McDonald's today. I like how cheap McDonald's is.
It's nice. Well, with the app.
With the app.
with the app.
Oh, that
Man.
$5 meal deal. I don't know how many times I've ordered it, but it's like ever since I've discovered it, it's the only thing I get. Speaking of which, McDonald's versus Long John Silver's.
Come on, get out of
you
here.
ever
Get
been to
out of
Long
here.
John
I didn't make
Silver's?
this, by the way.
Dude.
I didn't make this.
Why do they-
This, it's something I found online.
Why do they all burn down? The answer is money laundering.
Long John Silver's?
Yes.
I can't say I've ever heard that before.
They all burn down.
Is that
What?
Is that
Look
a
it up.
fact?
No, look. If you Google Long John Silver's burnt down, you will find more than 5 articles about Long John Silver's burning down.
Does
I guarantee it.
BIN have fact checkers?
Yeah, I'm spreading false information.
The fact checking is things that I'm looking at right now. Okay. Long John Silver's. This is WENP. This is February 6th. I think it's Sun Gazette. I'm looking at just a bunch of different reports. Oh, thank you. That's our 30-minute marker.
30 minutes.
We're looking at Cedar Rapids. I'm seeing a bunch of the. Yeah, maybe.
Right. There's a lot of Long John Silvers that burned down.
The opinions expressed on this show are not expressed by the university or Bison Information Network. Please don't sue us, Long John Silvers, for accusing you of money laundering.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. I do love a good McDonald's. Quiznos or Steak and Shake?
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. Although I've heard Quiznos is really good, but I haven't tried it.
It's. I think it's like more subs.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, here it is. Dunkin' Donuts versus Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
The hot subs, the cheesesteaks.
Dude, the cheesesteaks are the best thing
because
there.
now
They're the
it
best
took
thing
Jimmy
there.
John's years to even get on the temperature level of Jersey Mike's, where they figured out that they can also warm up their subs.
Yep.
They still don't have Philly cheesesteaks or anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
And they chop it up in-house. Like, they grill it right there. The Jersey Mike's
like
is the
Osaka,
upper echelon
basically.
of sub places.
Yeah.
I think it is also probably the best sub place.
Yes, certainly.
Panda Express or Panera Bread?
Ooh. No?
I think I'd have to say Panera, but I could be swayed.
I love Panera.
You see, the issue is I'm in the same boat as you, so we're gonna go Panera.
Panera.
Because I love
Just
I
the,
love
like
I
a
love
half
good
sandwich, the half
soup.
salad
Bread bowls.
combo.
Bread bowls. I love bread bowls. I'm a big bread bowl guy.
Okay.
With soup.
It's understandable.
My
Panera.
sister used to work at a Panera when she was younger. Apparently, she would get people who would order the mac and cheese, but in a bread bowl, and then get the side of bread on the side.
Yeah.
So someone's carbo loading there.
Somebody. That's awesome.
Someone really likes their carbohydrates.
It's making me hungry.
I know. I am. I'm gonna go home and make myself a steak sandwich when I get back.
Awesome.
Popeyes or Whataburger?
Popeyes.
I do love Popeyes.
I think Popeyes is the best chicken place. Like, objectively. It might have to be. Their chicken sandwich,
Okay, but
they have the best chicken sandwich.
I raised you cane sauce.
Yeah, cane sauce is better.
Cane sauce
But
is
here's
good.
the thing with canes is you can make a sandwich out of the Texas toast. You get rid of the slaw, you get a second Texas toast, and if you really wanted to, you could throw a tender down between the Texas toast.
Yeah, but we're getting.
And now that
but
chicken
we're getting-
sandwich is way better than some like
But we're
white
getting weird.
bun.
Have you tried the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes?
Yeah.
It's the best two-order chicken sandwich.
Fair.
Like two-order. Fair. It's the best two-order chicken sandwich.
I always get
Okay,
the
that's
chicken
good.
tenders and fries.
That's valid too. It's really good.
Saddle Ranch.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, Popeyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Taco Bell versus Subway.
Taco Bell.
Yep.
Yeah. Subway is not good enough to.
We've got enough.
All right,
places
Wendy's
out
versus
there.
McDonald's. This is another big one.
Man, I'm gonna go McDonald's.
But here's the thing. Frosty and fries.
I could be swayed.
A Frosty and fries because
give me,
you have
give me a compelling argument.
Change my
So-
mind.
you have the Big Mac, but then you also have like the Dave's triple. You've got the
Okay.
Dave's double or single, depending on how hungry you are.
Big Mac is McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm saying like
You got the Big
a
Mac.
relative equivalent to Wendy's.
There is more range at Wendy's. Way more.
And at
range.
Wendy's,
In
they
their
just give you a
chicken
third
sandwich,
patty instead of a second bun. Like, what is that?
Their chicken sandwich is considerably better at Wendy's. I will give them that. Is
Than the
Culver's on
McChicken,
list?
but not the
Culver's is
McCrispy.
not on this list because I think this is more national
They have a
change.
good chicken
If
sandwich.
Culver's does have a good chicken
Culver's-
sandwich.
I think Culver's goes.
I think one
Probably.
person,
Probably.
one of my friends from the music building says that I was saying like, what should I get? And he goes, you should get the spicy chicken sandwich from
Yep,
Culver's.
Yeah. Yep. Back on topic. I could go Wendy's. I can vote for Wendy's.
I mean,
I can vote for Wendy's.
I just feel like Frosty and fries is so much more. Like, because you never dip in a fry in like a McFlurry or
No.
anything.
And the
That's
fries
just-
are too brittle.
I don't
too.
know anyone who orders McFlurries on a regular basis. So
Exactly.
versus a
Everybody
Frosty.
gets
I don't.
Frosties.
Yeah. I'm down. I can go Wendy's.
All right, Wendy's it is. Steak and Shake versus Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
All right, and Panera versus Popeyes.
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 Popeyes. I do love Panera, but it is very expensive.
Yeah, Popeyes goes for sure.
Taco Bell versus Wendy's.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Wendy's needed to get out of there eventually.
All right, Jersey Mike's versus Popeyes chicken.
Oh, you know, I'm probably gonna go Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
I eat a lot of Jersey Mike's. In my day, I don't know, I've ate a lot of Jersey Mike's. I've ate a lot more Jersey Mike's than I've ever ate Popeyes.
Well,
I feel like if I ate
as have
Popeyes
I.
more, but I also worked there, so it's also
Yeah.
not fair. Which would I rather eat right now? A Popeyes chicken
Popeyes.
sandwich.
All right. So we're going Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Yeah.
We're going Popeyes, and then Taco Bell versus Popeyes.
Gotta
Popeyes.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
It's better food.
Okay.
It's objectively better food.
Okay.
I did not expect Popeyes to.
We are
just
now,
be like
instead of what could have been a Mexican versus Mexican, we are now doing Mexican versus Louisiana in a Chipotle and Popeyes showdown.
Chipotle. Chipotle. Right?
But how often can you go and just eat like a burrito or like a Tex-Mex bowl like daily?
Every day.
Versus really,
Yeah.
really.
I'm
Wow.
weird about food. I
I
can eat.
see.
I can eat the same thing every single day. I currently do eat the same thing every single day. Currently, shout out Hoagie Hut. I go to Hoagie Hut every single day for lunch. I get a deli sliced chicken breast sandwich on wheat bread with pepper jack cheese, toasted with spinach, onion, and jalapenos with sriracha mayo. Every single day for the last, like, I think probably 7.5 months.
Everyone go and order
have a
the
problem.
Jarvis. Everyone should order the Jarvis block meal
No way,
at
dude, that becomes the jar.
the Jarvis block meal in,
No, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
at
gonna go to
Hoagie
Hoagie Hut
Hut.
tomorrow and order that and see just whatever look they give me.
Dude, it's really good. It's really good.
I always get the Thunder Melt with.
It's popular. It's popular.
I do like. I just want something with bacon. And
No,
Thunder Melt has bacon.
Bacon's good. Bacon's good. Not the biggest ham guy.
Mm,
Every once in
yeah.
a while. Every once in a while.
But what I wish they had over there, because I'd really love to see what they would do with it. At Menard Bucks, they have the chicken tender melt, which is a sandwich with ham and chicken tenders,
Yeah.
and they don't have that over at Hoagie Hut, which sucks because I like Hoagie Hut a lot, but I'm hardly ever over there. I'm over at the music building. I'm a
Yeah.
music major myself.
Awesome.
My audience would know that, the people who watch this. But we don't have like as much stuff as Hoagie Hut does in terms of sandwiches.
Valid.
They're very good sandwiches, though.
So are we rolling Popeyes or Chipotle here?
Popeyes or Chipotle?
I'm saying Chipotle.
I think I'll join you.
I think I just gotta. I can't go.
Because
that
then you go
unsure
like
of myself.
post workout, you're not gonna get like Popeyes.
Exactly.
You're gonna get
No.
Chipotle.
And it's
like,
what you can eat the most regularly.
Yeah.
Like realistically, Chipotle is the only fast food that you can like consistently eat and feel like okay. Like if you eat Chipotle every single day for a week, you're gonna be fine. If you eat Popeyes every single day for a week, you're not gonna feel very good.
I think
Like,
it's
you're gonna feel-
there's that nutritional benefit of
I think
having
so. I
actual
think so.
food, like
I
fresh
think
food.
So.
Yeah.
And you know, hey man, fresh never frozen. They bring it in. Shout out Chase Rosena. He works at the Chipotle, and he told me they bring them in every single morning. Fresh meat, fresh cheese, fresh everything. Like every single thing comes in at 6 a.m. That morning, and they don't open till 10. So
Ooh.
they cook it for 4 hours every single morning. They get it ready. It's fresh whole day.
Great.
Like you got to think about the effort.
So that's why
true.
they cost so much.
Yes, but it's worth it because you're paying for the quality. And
We're
I,
gonna have to
Alright.
do like a supersized me type comparison to Popeyes and Chipotle.
oh boy.
We both eat one like every day for like a month, and then
Yeah, we could.
It's
do
a new
that.
documentary.
We could do that. We can do that. Awesome.
Yeah. So, in the end, Chipotle reigned supreme. As you can see, I'll show you guys your list here for a sec. The ones that made a vast travel, Chick-fil-A made vast travel in order to go against Chipotle. Taco Bell also made somewhat of a significant travel, surviving 4 rounds of fighting in order to make it to the semifinals where they got eliminated by Chipotle. Jersey Mike's made it 3, so did White Castle. Other than that, yeah, I think Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell were the 3rd and 4th place runner-ups that definitely made
sounds about right.
a big impact on this fight.
Well, respect to our fallen shoulders.
All right, and with that, I think we can call this
Okay.
interview
Great.
closed. Thank you guys so much for for coming on my show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Henry,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no
We-
one.
we
I'm
would-
great to see what comes up. I should hopefully get this out by tomorrow.
Awesome.
It's Monday. It's Monday. Because I'm posting it on
Happy
Monday.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's Sunday for me. We're from the past.
I'm from the future. It's not fun. Okay, from there, we'll end this episode off, and we'll bid you adieu. Have a good week. And we're out.